Mm-hmm.
So you go to WCW and you show up at the Mall of America. You come in, you confront Hogan, they go to commercial. I read in your book, I found this very, very interesting. You break kayfabe with Hogan during commercial.
Yeah.
And he...
Am I an idiot or what?
And he threatens to punch you?
Let me think how this exactly went. I'm in the ring, nose to nose. It's really intense. I mean, it was an intense atmosphere.
It was one of the biggest moments ever.
We went to commercial. The guy goes, commercial, 2 minutes, we're black, or whatever they say. And so we stared. I felt kind of uncomfortable. So finally, I didn't say anything to him, but I just kind of smirked, like smiled, like, well, we're dark, so, wow. He gave me like a death look, death stare, and he goes, brother, because wipe that smirk or whatever that is on your face off right now, he said, or I'll knock it off. Because this is how I feed my family. And he goes, you don't ever break character out in front of a crowd like this, whether the camera's around or not.
Wow.
I went to apologize to him afterwards. He walked away from me. He was so mad. And I went home to my wife. I go, I made a lot of friends in WCW. Hulk Hogan hates my guts.
The biggest guy.
Yeah, the biggest star in the business. I go, I'm off to a good start.
Your first night. I read that twice.
Oh my gosh. I was horrified. I almost didn't sleep the whole next week till we went to the next night just so I could apologize to him in the room. I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry.
Did that carry over with any of the other boys? Or was it just Hogan who was mad?
Oh no, it was really between him and I. Okay. I don't think anybody else really even knew.
Right.
It was whispered this far apart.
Okay.
And so I wasn't anxious to share that with anybody. Hogan hates my guts. Thinks I'm unprofessional.
Right.
So but I apologized next week. He was very gracious. I think that was part of what him and I always, to this day, have always got along really well.
Right.
It's kind of a special place in his heart for me. I don't know why. Even when he put me over in Detroit later on, he kind of picked me for that, which was a huge honor because he was like on top of the game on the NWO. Monday Night Ratings at the highest, and they thought they needed to throw the fans a bone because they left us laying for like a year straight.
Yeah.
Which was part of the heat.
That was a huge
But they were going to throw him a little something, and they didn't tell me till almost right before I went to the ring that I was going to win.
Wow.
In Detroit. And they didn't tell the referee till he was on his way to the ring because they didn't want to let it get out. I was like, I'm going to win the title? They go, yeah. On TV tonight? Like live TV? They go, yeah. I was like,
what are your feelings on the Hulk Hogan scandal with the racism and the way he was treated by WWE being erased from history, for lack of a better term?
Wow, modern technology, huh? That part, I go, my initial reaction next morning was, can they even do that?
Evidently.
Like, wow, WWE's, they got state of the art. I don't mean to laugh because it's not a funny thing.
I understand what you're saying.
I was like, can they even do that? I woke up the next morning and found out about it. And they said, he's been wiped out from ever having existed WWE. I actually went onto the website to see on my iPhone. I'm like, in my iPad, he's got to still be on there. They did. They cleansed it.
Even his merchandise was down.
Was it really?
Yes, you couldn't even buy a Hulk Hogan T-shirt.
I always have got along, so I was heartbroken for him. I was just like, oh my gosh. The stuff I did in my life, if there had ever always been cameras there, and done or said, maybe in a different light, maybe not a racist thing, but maybe I did through the years. I don't know.
Do you think
I'm thinking like, wow.
Do you think they overreacted? Do you think they were too harsh?
I don't know about that. I don't know. They're very protective,
right, of
their brand and what they represent, and they're a global stock market traded business. So when something that comes out is about racism and things like that, I think they did what they felt they had to do at the time, and they wanted to react really quickly.
Right.
But I was definitely shocked.
Do you think?
Sure.
Do you think he'll ever be back?
I sure hope for all the second, third, and fourth chances people have given me in my life and shown grace towards me. I'd love to see some grace shown towards him. I haven't seen many of his interviews. I don't know whether there's genuine remorse for what happened.